Bortnikoff's Lao Oud. So this is a difficult one for me to describe. I think I've had this sample for I don't know since around the time it came out, so 5 years or so, and I've never I've never been able to articulate in words how it smells, and I feel like it's still difficult for me. I will say when I first tried this on, it was challenging for me. Now it's not really challenging. So I would say with Bortnikoff and Ouds in general, if you don't like them, try them again in a few years. The complexity of them and the nuances they have um, keep them interesting compared to like synthetic sandalwood such as Javanol or Virginia cedarwood or Texas cedarwood. You'll start smelling a lot of similarities in woody fragrances. Whereas oud, they're different. There's so many different kinds of ouds, and they smell different from each other. And the smell can smell foreign initially, but after a while, at least I appreciate them more. Natural ouds, synthetics. I like those too, but similar to wood, it's accords like patchouli, cedarwood, cypriol oil, and a lot of times those have these strong like woody amber molecules covering them up, and they can get boring too. Anyway, this fragrance I used to not like that much. Now I'm smelling it and I'm appreciating it more. Anyway, you would think the oud is from Laos, the country. I might be saying that wrong, like Laotian, I think, because the name is Laos Wood, Oud. But on Bortnikoff's website, it says there's an Indian oud in here. I don't get like the strong cheesy qualities of Indian oud in this one, especially compared to other Bortnikov ouds that contain Indian oud. But yeah, I would say overall it's woody, not really cheesy or stinky or anything like that. It smells like a forest, kind of, but not green. It smells like a forest and a desert combined. It's very hard to explain. I think it's worth getting a sample because it's so interesting. The notes listed are magnolia, pink pepper, cacao, beeswax, Peru balsam, chamomile, cinnamon, oud, Indian oud, coffee, gaiac wood, woody notes, birch tar, vanilla, absolute, and tonka bean. So yeah, so there's a lot of wood notes in here. Gaiac wood, woody notes, Indian oud. Um, Definitely on the dry down, the cacao comes out to smooth it out. And the coffee, like it's not a coffee fragrance, but I feel like there's nuances of coffee in here. Um, Cinnamon acts as an effect. Vanilla and tonka bean kind of effect, but I feel like they don't stick out, but you can kind of tell they're in here. It kind of reminds me of a Cartier, Cartier's oud and vanilla, I think. This is better. That one's overly sweet. I feel like too vanilla. Um, I like this one better than Cartier's oud and vanilla, and this seems to maintain the natural oud more than that one. I'm not getting, I guess I kind of get all of this. Yeah, beeswax. The beeswax is a mid note. So it's cacao. Uh, but I feel like they go into the dry down. Yeah, overall it's a good fragrance. I don't think it's my favorite from Bortnikov. I like his oud roses a lot. Like Zimfire, like a citrusy rose. Triad, an excellent Hyrax rose. I think Mysterious Oud, like a good floral oud. I like those a bit more, but this one is one of the more interesting ones. There's also something like slightly medicinal or syrupy in there, especially during the opening. I feel like there might be like benzoin or something in here. Maybe I'm picking up the Peru Balsam uh, beeswax cacao mixed or something. Overall, it's a good fragrance. It's $350 retail for a 50 ml. I think it's been like that for several years, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know. I see these fragrances at discounters more often. I think this one's like 220 or 250 at some discounters. And yeah, that's a high price for 50 ml. But I mean, try to find a fragrance that uses similar quality ingredients, natural oud for, less money. I feel like Bortnikoff, I understand why they're so popular. And I guess something that I've always stayed away from the brand for, other than the high price, is I wonder if the blending's done well. And on some of the fragrances, like the colognes, the orange will be dosed too much. Like they're just not blended good. But with a lot of these ouds like this one, I don't see an issue with the blending, but I always want to wait until I'm more knowledgeable so I can dissect the blending and see imperfections. And you know, I don't know if the material is just so high quality that it would smell good no matter what. But in my opinion, years smelling fragrances, this smells blended good to me. I don't know what happened to the brand. It seems like they're at discounters more often. I think his son's making fragrances now. Uh, Seems like he releases a lot of fragrances and they don't get as much positive feedback. They seem to be slightly more mass appealing just looking at the notes, but I've only kind of smelled the original stuff. But overall, Bortnikoff, good brand. I would buy them. Like if you're looking for high quality fragrances that use really good materials, I feel like Bortnikoff is the one brand I would recommend. You know, that I guess I would say that uses rare ingredients like ouds and natural rose. There's some other brands out there, but Bortnikoff for me is the oud brand. I haven't smelled Riz Ladores. They're always sold out or difficult to find, and it seems like they kind of like use FOMO to sell like limited edition this or that. I don't like that. The cool thing about Bortnikoffs is they're readily available from what I see. But yeah, anyway, Bortnikoff's Lao Oud, good fragrance. I prefer other ones. I think this one, it's just a bit too woody. It smells like kind of like an old woody abandoned house in a way vibe. Which I don't know. Like it kind of reminds me of Rana J's Amber Loop in a way. That's another one I would recommend if you like this one. Or if you like Amber Loop, I would try this. Yeah, it reminds me of Rihanna J's Amber Loop, Cartier's Vanilla Oud, but that's what I would compare it to. But yeah, let me know if there's any Bortnikoffs I should try out. Because I like the brand. I just feel like I would never purchase their fragrances. I mean, maybe one day, we'll see. Yeah, let me know what you think.